This girl, Jessica, took shelter in my house. Don't get me wrong, I'm a man who values his privacy. What else was I going to do? Kick her out in the middle of a storm? I had to be a good neighbour. Or at least a neighbour. Not an enemy. We had an enemy outside, strong, immense, unstoppable. It makes you think, you know? It makes me think in the presidents and kings and armies and drug cartels. In the end, with all our technology, numbers and willingness to kill, mankind is still defenseless against the rage of Mother Earth. And I tell ya, Mum was pissed. To be honest, I barely remember 2, maybe 3 storms like that one. We will know later about the cost. The aftermath was, I don't want to say tragic, but it may be the right word to describe what happened in the Red Steppe. The only word. 69 people drowned during those hours. Those were the lucky ones. But not the luckiest. Now, about the unlucky. I think the worst is what happened in the market. The people, the customers, ran away. Many of them braved the streets the best they could. Some I knew for a fact managed to get to the hills. A few, we believe, stayed with the families in the houses around. What for? Maybe they didn't think the water would reach them in the roofs, but it did, after a while. Nevertheless, they weren't the unluckiest. Those were the workers at the market. We can only guess what went on in there, so I'll guess. I don't think all of them panicked, but I don't think any of them were thinking straight either. The meat refrigerator was found disconnected from the power lines, so at least they thought about that. One of them, at least, had to see what was going to happen with the rain in the town. I guess that one person of the group of people convinced the rest to stay, to make the refrigerator their shelter. To be fair with them, the refrigerator is big and it wasn't that cold. But 3 days is a long time. They got inside and of course they couldn't get out. The water flooded the market. The hermetic refrigerator resisted, of course. The pressure was big, but not that big. The 7 people inside were safe. The first day. As reconstructed from what owners found when he visited the market after the floods, well, the second day things went south. Carbon monoxide poisoning. That's the official cause of death. And a bad way to go. The feces and urine stains in the refrigerator tell us a thing or two. But a knowledge of the symptoms tells us much more. Hallucinations. We will never know what they saw. But we can, again, guess. Because it couldn't have been anything good. The scratches in the men's faces, the bruises in the woman's abdomen, that's the mild part. You sure you want to know the worst? Still here, huh? So you do. I'll tell you. One of them didn't die of carbon monoxide poisoning. One of them was sacrificed to some dark god. The god of rage and impotence. His gut was open. Small intestine was extracted and used with further purpose to make a one-line shape with the blood, one or all, painted a circle round the shape. And after that, they sat down there. In the end, couldn't have understood much of what was going on. We, the town and the investigators who worked in the scene, couldn't believe they couldn't communicate during the last hour or so. In company of each other, they died alone. The investigators said they could have survived, though. The hills weren't the only safe places in the Red Steppe. And they weren't that far from salvation. In fact, one of the customers inside, one of those who braved the streets, got lost on her way to the hills. But by accident, or divine providence, found herself in something better. Maybe it's true that miracles happen. Or maybe some people know things and know how to keep a secret. And let me save their lives one day. For another story, tune in next Tuesday. Meanwhile, watch another video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check the description for our social media. And sleep well.
If you can.